Miami throttled USF last night. 50-15 was the final score, and that's nice. I think for some of us that was not all the way unforeseen, but I think the question needs to be asked now if you're assessing Miami the rest of the way. Who's beating them? We'll talk about that right now. Miami Hurricane fans, y'all been good to us, man. We appreciate y'all subscribing to this channel. Y'all subscribing allows us a better gauge for what you want to see. So thank you in advance for subscribing. Also, let me know on my social channels at JD Piquel, Twitter and Instagram, your thoughts on Miami so far, a few weeks into the season. So again, it was domination in the box score, 50-15, but I don't think that we should just dismiss USF, because this is the same USF team now that took Alabama to the fourth quarter. Okay, this was not just some walkover G5 game. Also, you played them at their place. So it was a little bit of a deal where you got to deal with going on the road. And even if you don't want to give too much credit to USF and the atmosphere, give credit to the fact that you had to deal with a road routine, if that makes sense. The thing I appreciated about last night, if you're Miami, didn't play to the logo. And some folks might say, that's cliche. Of course, you don't play to the logo. That's what all good teams do. And I'm like, yeah, it wasn't all that long ago that this Miami outfit lost to Middle Tennessee. A team that, as good as Middle Tennessee was, not a team that Miami should ever be in the business of having a game with, let alone losing to. And in this game now, you went on the road. Everyone's told you how good you are now for the past couple of weeks since you dominated Florida in the swamp. Got on the ropes. You go down after a fluky interception, and it bounces off Jacoby George's hands, and he's usually very sure-handed, and then it's up in the air, and then it's a trick play by USF, and you're down 9-7, and for a second there, you're like, whoa, where's this thing going? What does Miami do? No flinch. Goes out, puts a touchdown drive together. Then you get down 14-15. No problem. 2 minutes to go, I believe, in the half. Quick strike to Sam Brown. There was just the team, I keep saying this, they resemble the leadership of their football team, which is Mario Cristobal, yes. I think now you're seeing it being Cam Ward just as much. You have to see the actual locker room take on the persona. There has to be leadership from the locker room of what the head coach and what the staff ultimately wants. And Cam Ward is reflecting that, and he's also a really freaking good player, man. I think right now he has to be your Heisman favorite. Threw for over 400 yards, had 3 touchdowns, ran this offense to perfection. He had a couple of throws, man. The back shoulder to Restrepo. I mentioned the deep shot to Sam Brown, the other touchdown to Restrepo. He was just freaking, he was placing the ball. Not just throwing, good catchable footballs. He was putting it in the exact spot that it has to be. And you marry that with the physicality of what they had up front and the physicality this defense showed. This is the scary thing for me when I talk about Miami. The roster and the culture now, I think, are meshing together in a way that championship teams have those two facets meshed together. And you look at the schedule here, I said at the top of this thing, I don't know who's beating Miami. Not that they can't be beat, not that they're unbeatable, but on paper right now, games aren't played on paper, but you look at what they have on paper, at Louisville is going to be tricky, I suppose, but no Clemson. That Florida State game, you view night and day differently than you did a couple months ago. You have to go to Syracuse at the end of the year. Again, no easy games, but Miami should be favored the rest of the way on their schedule. And the fact now that you have a quarterback who I think is borderline college football psychopathic in the sense that he's not going to play to a logo. He's walking out there every day, faces his opponent, and this team seems to take on that same approach. Miami's going to be a problem for everyone in the college football landscape. That's been made clear. I'm not worried about the logos to this point. I'm not worried about the strength of schedule with the ACC. I'm just telling you now. You draw Miami, whether it be in the regular season or you get them in the college football playoff, I'm expecting you to get them off of a bye because we said it in the preseason. I'll say it again. I think they should win the ACC. Clemson's showing a little bit more juice. Probably, as of right now, you would think we'll play them for the ACC championship. Whenever you draw Miami, man, you're going to have to deal with them, okay? This is exactly, like I said again, the roster and the culture you signed up for when you hired Mario Cristobal. And this is a great example now of getting the quarterback and giving a head coach time now and trusting the trend, trusting the trajectory. This is who they are. And we saw it again last night. One more thing to add here. Mario Cristobal, he's recruited at a really high level since he's gotten to Coral Gables. They've done it under the pitch of, hey, here's where we're going to be. Well, now you're in the most talent-rich state you can make an argument in all of America, in the state of Florida, and you're winning? That was always the scary thing now. If Miami starts to win at a high level, and that's still an if, they still have to do it the rest of the season, but to have that momentum, to be the big dog in the state, and to have a coach that is a just crazy dog on the recruiting trail, like that is going to only further solidify what Miami is internally, going to have a roster to compete not just for conference titles, but national titles. And I'm not so sure now they don't have a quarterback that can be the game breaker for them when they don't have all the matchups against Alabama or Georgia or whoever. I'm not sure they don't have a quarterback that you don't just shrug your shoulders at and say, well, they got Cam Ward. He may very well be the difference. So not calling my shot for them to beat Georgia or Bama or anything like that, but I'm just saying now, as long as you got Cam Ward doing what he does, playing at the level he's playing at, and the team reflecting his approach to the game with just like, we don't care who's on the other side, we're doing us, that's going to be enough today. Very dangerous. Very, very, very dangerous. Not just for this season, but beyond for the trajectory it could set for Miami on the talent acquisition side of things with Mario Cristobal running the show. So let me know. Again, subscribe to the channel. Let me know on the social channels, Instagram and on Twitter, @JD what you thought of last night's showing from the Canes. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We're going to keep this party rolling, and we will see y'all next time.